What's going on, boys? Nogads here. Welcome back to another video. Now in today's video we do have the SBC Arturo Vidal. Now this is a card that everyone has been waiting for and a card that I think is pretty decent. Of course he's 5'11", high, so perfect work rates for centre mid, 5-star skill moves and 4-star weak foot. I wish it was the other way around in all honesty, but I think he's perfect as a centre mid. If we go over his height and his stats just based on that page, I think that alone kind of warrants him a good centre mid title. Then it comes down to the stats. And this is where I think they actually made a good card. He's got really good agility and balance. And he's got really good sprint speed and he's got good defensive stats. That's, for me, what encompasses all the stats from a good CDM. But he also has the attacking stats like the finishing, the crossing, and of course he has the physicality. We're going to go through Dalbert and icon swaps in a second, but let's just first show you this card. So in my opinion, I would probably go ahead and use something like a shadow on him or a hunter. If you're going to be playing him as an attacking centre mid, I would say probably leaning towards a hunter. If you're going to be playing as defensive CDM, I'll say maybe something like the shadow. The benefit he does have is because he's got really good finishing, there could be that play where maybe you can consider him playing him in a cam role. So you put a hunter on him, it might be worth even considering him for the cam role. He does have that agility and balance as well, as I mentioned. Not the highest, but at 5'11", but if you're going to be playing him in centre mid, it's not that bad. If you're going to be playing him at cam though, I would say maybe lean towards more of an engine, just simply because we know how, especially in bad delay, a lot of players that are tall, they feel a bit clunky. But his dribbling is second to none, really good. Passing is exceptionally good, really good defending, 90 interceptions and 92 stand tackling, which has become the highlight, I would say. Good defense awareness and physicality. He has everything in the high greens, no honesty. Only thing that's lacking is free kick accuracy, but who really cares about that? If we go over to player traits, he hasn't really got that much. He's got power header and that's it. Don't forget dives and tackles. That's only for CPU AIs, doesn't mean anything. He's got the power header and that's really it. He hasn't got anything else. Traits not that important, but of course does have that stance. In terms of the card itself though, the only issue is that he's going to be a bit expensive. 85, 86, 84. Now, if my maths is correct, that should be around about 400k, if I'm not mistaken, around 300 to 400k. So it is pretty pricey. You know, you need 184 squad with a team of the week, minimum player, 75 chemistry, and for that you get a prime mixed players pack. For the second one, you need an 85 rated squad, one team of the week, one Serie A player, team chemistry 70, and for that you get a small rare gold players pack. And then you need one team of the week playing 86 rated squad, 65 chemistry, and of course you need a rare electrum players pack. It is a bit pricey, I won't lie. That is probably the only downside, that he's a bit pricey. I would say only do him if you do have a Serie A team. I'll tell you how you can get him on chemistry in a second, but let's just go straight into just his stats as well. Then we're going to go over Dalbert, and then we'll go over to the icon swap. So as I said, with the card, I'd probably go towards, I said, a hunter if you're going to be playing him as attacking centre mid. I would say a shadow for more defensive centre mid, or even a CDM. If you're playing him in a cam, I would say an engine. He's definitely a card that's very much worth doing, in my opinion, if you have that Serie A team. If you got Cristiano Ronaldo, you can get a link to him. But if you don't, you are going to be in trouble. That's one thing to bear in mind. We do have this Dalbert card out, which I want to look at his in-game stats, which will be out hopefully in a second. Icon swaps, the second remaining aspect of icon swaps, they are now out as well. So as you can see, we go over Dalbert in a second. But if we scroll all the way down, now don't forget, the icon swaps, the first 14 came out this time, and now the second 14's come out this time. So we have icon swaps in Serie A. So you can get one of them in Serie A. One for Bundesliga. I'll pause it here. I don't want to read through it because it's going to take too long, but feel free to pause this. And then one for the Premier League, which I think everyone's got a Premier League team. And these can be roughly done, if I'm not mistaken, in 10 games. So it's not too bad. So if you're good enough, these can be done in 10 games. And then you need score 15 in 15 separate rival matches, kind of forcing you to play rivals. Win 15 weekend league matches, and then the remaining ones are squad battles, Brazilian players, Argentinian players, UCL and silver players. Maybe you can kill two birds with one stone if you can get Brazilian and UCL players at the same time. But those are the icon swaps, remaining ones. Then we have, of course, the Dalbert card. Not a bad card, I'll be honest. So you could do this roughly, I would say, in about 10 matches. So you need to do, of course, score 12 goals using Brazilian players in a live friendly. That one you do get as well, that Paolo Otavio. which is not the best of left backs, I'll be honest. But you know what? For a Bundesliga left back, it's not the end of the world. We do have, of course, the scores, assists, 6 goals using Brazilian players in a foot-friendly managerial masterpiece. Play 10 matches and a managerial masterpiece, and there, of course, you get the Marcos Andre, and then you have the final one, which is win 6 matches in the foot-friendly managerial masterpiece using 6 Brazilian players in your starting squad. Now, I'll be honest, the objectives are not that bad. I'm just waiting for Footbin to update his stats. So we can't really see it for now. But if we want to go, general rule of thumb, if you want to see a player's stats and let's say he's not available on Footbin, so as you can see, he's pretty early on. What you can do is you can go into a game and just go into your squad, should I say. Open a new squad, so go to squad selector. If you've got a concept squad, just click on any of them. And then what you can do is you can search. So for example, I know the player's name is Dalbert. And obviously, don't forget, Footbin have to look at the stats, then update it. So we can do it straight away over here. So we could go with Dalbert. We're going to put concept players to on. And as you can see, we've got the 74 rated Dalbert, which medium, 5-star and 3-star weak foot. Would have been better with a 4-star weak foot, in all honesty. But with the League One team, realistically gives a green link to Neymar. The only issue is he's a left wing as well, so you can't play Neymar and him unless you play someone off chem. Maybe you put him as a left forward because you ideally want Neymar on chemistry. In terms of the stats, now he's actually pretty decent. As a left mid or a right mid, as a free card, I think he's a card that's definitely worth doing. Really, really good sprint speed, really good attack positioning and shot power and long shots. Really, really good crossing and short passing, good agility and balance, and defending is not that bad, and he's got really good stamina and aggression. Now, I see him more as a left mid, right mid, or even a centre mid, or an attacking player to bring on. He can play the left wing back and the right wing back role, so even if you're not planning or you're not thinking of doing him, I would suggest getting him as a sub. He's a free card at the end of the day. If you got the time, I would say he's definitely worth doing. In terms of traits, he hasn't really got any. But as a free card, you can't really say anything bad about him. I would say just chuck an engine on him, and I think he's actually a really, really good card. But again, if you got a French or a League One team, they can kind of incorporate him in together. But realistically, as I said, use him as a sub. Players like this, I always say if you've got the time, go ahead and do it. But I'll be honest, if you're going to be playing a 5-3-2 or 5-2-1-2 or 3-5-2, I think he's perfect as a left mid or right mid. But also, because he's medium, the work rates are not the best. If you put him on comeback and defense, it should sort that issue out. But he can play very good in a 4-3-2-1 as a balanced centre mid. He'll make these kind of like midfield runs where you won't be too attacking, but he'll be hovering around in the space, kind of in the open areas, I would like to say. So with those stats, I think you can play both a defensive duty and attacking duty. So you know what? If you like to use skill moves, I think he's actually definitely a card that's worth doing. And don't forget, he's a silver card. So I suppose at the end of the day, you can use him for some of those objectives, but that is a Dalbert card. But that is, of course, the SBCs that are out for today. We have the Dalbert card, and then, of course, we did have the Dalbert card, as I said, do him. In terms of this card, would I suggest doing him? Arturo Vidal is a tough one. He's a bit expensive, that I won't lie, and that's the only thing I can say that's really putting him off. But if you got the money and you got kind of a league Serie A team, and let's say, for example, you don't mind mixing up your leagues, I'll say definitely consider doing him. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Take it easy, and I'll catch you next time. Peace out.